Hey there, I picked up this Moment Cinebloom filter in the 52mm diameter size with a step-up ring so I can use it both on my X100V and my little Sony RX100 Mark VII, my two favorite little street cameras. I really like this filter, I can tell you right off the bat. The way it handled these yellows, of course the way it handled the highlight here and the saturated reds. I just really like the filter right off the bat. So let's go get some photos on the street. Here's my first attempt, and I thought I'd try the highlights on the street lights, and I was pleasantly surprised by the way it handled the reflections on this blue. I also really like the way it picked up the light on these sneakers with these little gold things on the top of the sneakers, kind of making it sparkle even more. So I did a little close-up of the same thing. Now, of course, the saturated yellowish green here with the downtown ambassador with his lunch in the green vegetable bag, the blues, the signs, the highlights, the purples over here, these lines going across the image, and of course, Mr. Photoblom here in the blue. Time for a little artsy black and white. Through the doorway of this building downtown, I was really drawn to the lights, to the symmetry of this whole thing, and it looks like it might need a little bit of straightening. We'll try that. Yeah, that looks a little bit better. A square crop might also work better here because we have this unbalanced left edge. Let's try that real quick. Yeah, I think that actually works a little better. Kind of hard to see it. Yeah, I think so. Okay. I kind of like the juxtaposition of this shot. It's kind of weird, you know, it's an attorney at law in the same building as the steakhouse here, and this nice intimate table for two with a rose. You can almost see the guy, you know, proposing to his fiancée here, or his hopeful fiancée, with the attorneys at law kind of looming over, foretelling a upcoming divorce. Just kind of weird. And of course, the stairway at Church Street Station, it just screams to be photographed. Everything about it is so cool. I think it even looked pretty good in black and white. Go put the camera across. Yeah, that kind of works. And here we go at the train station. This young lady with her green LED headphones. And I didn't even notice until I got back home that these things have cat ears. I assume those are cat ears on them. And these two guys just kind of looking like, what the heck are you doing? As I'm leaning over this rail to get this shot. Different crop on this image. I like the orange. I like the shallow depth of field of the lens coupled with that filter, these highlights, the colors, the diagonals coming this way. And as the train approaches, we see the pink sneakers right here in the corner. And we have the lines of the train, the colors of the train, the diagonals here with the leading lines of the lights. And here the conductor is welcoming his new passengers. I kind of like the way this young man seems to be timing his approach so as to let the young lady board first. Up on the second level of the train, a passenger sits in dismay or maybe contemplation as he's waiting for the train to continue on its journey. So the train's pulling away now. The lights, the filter diffusing those red highlights, the warmth of the bright lights inside, kind of inviting. And I'm just a sucker for signs. I don't know what else to say. The shallow depth of field, the kind of monochromatic tone of this, the lines. Now this one, I just love the gold and the diffusion, the reflections here on the tracks, the rickshaw headed to pick up another fare. It just works for me. Kind of imparts a little bit of loneliness at the same time. Now this young lady was deeply enthralled in her novel and her cigarette, and I just really liked the way the light was coming in. The light's almost following these lines here, kind of the red saturated glow, using Velvia Vivid here applied in Lightroom. Then I saw this shot, and again when I got back, the way the filter handles the blues, the diffused highlights, that gold feeling just worked well with this subject. And I went back to this young lady. She graciously accepted my request to take her picture. I like those lines. I like that bike. The square crop works really well here, I think, because it just cradles her face, kind of leads you through the whole scene. Next is this gentleman who was very eager for me to take his photo. I love the colors here and the way they work with his scarf, the blue in the background offsetting the earth tones here. Now in this shot, a car is driving by on the street, providing us with this strong light and these harsh shadows, which really seem to work. In this one, the crop to cradle his face. A little bit later, as the car proceeded, changing the angle of the light. I just thought that was a really neat, kind of dramatic look as this young man points his way to the heavens. Now this one, I don't know, it's kind of interesting. We have the people in the quadrants and the left and right triangle. And we have the buildings in the up and down, the structure in the up and down. Kind of works for me. I like the colors. I like the filter. I guess I've said that already. I like that filter. By the way, it's a 10%. Now this one I also liked because of the signs and the two young ladies on this little electric scooter having a good old time just heading down the street at their own peril. And I thought maybe a square crop might work on this one as well. And as you can see, it does kind of put things in the right boxes there, with the top of the hourglass having the signs and the bottom of the hourglass having the people. Okay, and last but not least, we have the digital looking modern buildings. We have the old style architecture, and then we have the bank securing its dominance over them all. Thanks for coming along with me on this little Friday night photo journey, and I hope it inspires you to get out with your camera and go exploring, have a little fun. We'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.